Okay, great. So we're a bit different in the sense that we're not here to talk about a specific product. We're here to talk about a problem, and we're a nonprofit. We're called Human Feedback Foundation. That's a nonprofit I founded after leaving RBC's Borealis AI, which is the bank's AI and research and development arm. And as you can see, it's all about human feedback, which is a term of art for those of you who do reinforcement learning work. And it's also a really good high level concept of keeping humans in the loop as far as AI is concerned, because like I heard in many of your presentations, things like user feedback and testing and evaluation and monitoring and fine tuning, there's all kinds of places where humans show up in a meaningful way because we've switched paradigms. We went from software, which was binary and quite predictable, to AI as a new way to build software, which is probabilities. And so we have humans in our stack now, for better or for worse. And we are on a mission to build human feedback into open source AI projects. Why? Because if you think of the next type of data that will help companies overall to compete, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, and all of them are getting feedback from 100 million plus users. And we don't have that in open source. We do not have an equivalent of that type of data that works for the space at scale. We have fragmented projects with all kinds of user bases. And so the usage of that type of data, I would say, is maybe 1%, even though uh, I would maybe guess it's 50-50 in a sense of people using open source and people using private models at the moment. The usage is comparable, except private models get benefit from inhaling the user feedback and human feedback and improving the models based on that, and open source just doesn't. And so we defined it as a coordination problem and a technical problem, and so we're very interested in solving that. So I have a slide here where I talk about the open source and why open source matters, and I hope I don't need to get into more detail here because we don't want the singularity type future. And there is a race for human feedback. There is a reason why almost everything that OpenAI launches has it just inhales more human feedback into the system, whether it's enterprise adoption or user plugins or whatnot. It's really a very essential and necessary element of the tech stack, that human input. And so we really do want, as a foundation, to be supporting human feedback projects. We want to try and solve this problem, which is both a tooling and the process and the coordination thing. And at the end of the day, we really just believe that a human in the loop type approach makes AI tools more useful to the humans. And so what do we do? We have a core working group, about 15 people. We have a community that we run where we bring in scientists from OpenAI, Google, DeepMind, Cohere, Oxford, etc., to talk about the leading papers and the seminal papers for NLP, LLMs. And we're doing our best through different streams of work to enable that public input, promote, build, support cutting-edge AI projects that respect human input and maybe generate human input data sets and feedback, and then do some education because that's still required. It's not a problem that people maybe thought deeply about, and it's going to be a collaborative effort to be solving it at all. So there is a bit about me. Not important. What's important is maybe the working group. We're split half and half. I call us a cyborg foundation in the sense that half of us are engineers and half of us are something else, like policy, anthropology, privacy. And so we have a women in AI representation there from a nonprofit side of it. And so it's a pretty good mix of people because AI is a cross-disciplinary field. And so if we're talking about the human feedback layer, it's going to benefit from different perspectives. My favorite example here is Ryan Cohn, who is a software artist. So he's in the middle of the arts and AI. And that's great because AI is affecting the arts, and artists do tend to be quite proactive in wanting to shape the technology. And so that's one way that Ryan is making it happen for us. We're building an AI in the arts coalition with his support, and then we're looking for partners. Because we have a bunch of work streams. We want to be data custodian and hopefully be that sinkhole where data goes for cleaning. So we can have that shared pool from which people can then get the data to train their models on for open source. We actively educate newcomers to the
Just on 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah. And then we have democratic input to AI interests, so to advance policy in the right direction there. And so we're looking for, community partners, technical partners, all of it. And we're affiliated with the Linux Foundation data and AI stream. So just skipping through the partnership benefits and going to the thank you slide.